The Mau Mau uprising was a period of intense struggle and resistance in Kenya's history. From 1952 to 1960, the Kenya Land and Freedom Army, commonly known as Mau Mau, fought against British colonial rule. The Mau Mau were primarily composed of Kikuyu people who had been displaced from their ancestral lands by British settlers. Their goal was to regain control of their land and achieve independence for Kenya. The British response to the uprising was swift and brutal. The colonial government declared a state of emergency in 1952. They saw the Mau Mau as a significant threat to their power and control over Kenya. To suppress the rebellion, the British implemented a system of detention camps and concentrated villages throughout the country. These camps were designed to isolate and punish suspected Mau Mau members and their sympathizers. The British aimed to crush the rebellion and maintain their grip on Kenya. Over 1.5 million Kenyans were forced into these camps. Families were torn apart and communities were devastated. The camps were overcrowded and unsanitary. Food and medical care were scarce. Many detainees were subjected to forced labor, enduring long hours of backbreaking work on colonial farms and infrastructure projects. The detention camps became a central and horrific aspect of British colonial rule in Kenya. Life inside the detention camps was nothing short of horrific. The camps were characterized by systematic violence, torture, and inhumane treatment. Detainees were subjected to unimaginable cruelty. Many suffered severe physical and psychological trauma. Torture was routine. The methods used were brutal and designed to break the spirit of the detainees. One of the most notorious camps was Hola Camp, where the infamous Hola Massacre occurred in 1959. 11 prisoners were beaten to death by guards. This event shocked the world and exposed the brutality of the British colonial regime. The camps were shrouded in secrecy, but accounts from survivors and whistleblowers gradually revealed the truth about the atrocities committed within their confines. Testimonies from survivors paint a chilling picture of life in the camps. Prisoners were often held in solitary confinement, deprived of food, water, and sunlight. They were subjected to beatings, whippings, and sexual abuse. Forced labor was commonplace, with detainees forced to work until they collapsed from exhaustion. The psychological toll was immense. The trauma experienced by survivors continues to affect generations of Kenyans. For decades, the British government denied the full extent of the horrors that took place in the detention camps. Survivors fought tirelessly for recognition and justice. Their efforts gained momentum in the early 21st century. In 2013, after years of legal battles, the British government finally acknowledged its role in the torture and abuse of detainees during the Mau Mau uprising. This acknowledgement was a landmark victory for the survivors and their families. It marked a significant step towards acknowledging the dark chapter of British colonial history in Kenya. As part of the settlement, the British government agreed to pay compensation to thousands of survivors. This compensation was a symbolic gesture. It could never fully erase the pain and suffering endured by the victims. The fight for justice and remembrance continues. Many survivors still struggle to access adequate health care and support services. The legacy of the detention camps continues to cast a long shadow over Kenya. Despite the attempts to erase this dark chapter, efforts are underway to preserve the memory of the Mau Mau detention camps and ensure that the stories of the survivors are not forgotten. Historians, researchers, and activists are working to document the experiences of those who lived through this period. Their work is crucial in challenging the official narratives and ensuring that the truth is told. Digital preservation projects are playing a vital role in this endeavor. Organizations like the African Digital Heritage Project are creating interactive maps and three-dimensional models of the camps. These digital resources provide valuable tools for education and remembrance. They allow people to virtually explore the camps and learn about the experiences of those who were imprisoned there. Physical remnants of the camps, such as barbed wire fences and guard towers, serve as tangible reminders of the atrocities that took place. Some former campsites have been transformed into memorials and museums. These sites offer a space for reflection and education. They serve as a solemn reminder of the human cost of colonialism. It is essential to remember this history so that we can learn from the past and work towards a more just and equitable future.